We actually trained differently. So Miles was trained by somebody that had been in the American military, and I was trained by somebody who had been in the Lithuanian military, and those are actually very different ways of looking at things. But I was really lucky. I got this job when I was working on Furiosa, so I had 6 months of preparation to have me ready for this movie. I rolled from that one into this one.
But there is a big difference movement-wise, like
Huge.
Anya was talking about. So we were working out the stunts for a particular firefighting scene, and Anya's character is doing like dive rolls and all of this, like in my mind, I'm like gymnastic stuff, and then I was like, all right, I'm just gonna stand here and hold guard. But it was a lot of fun. I think
we complement each other very well.
And through the training, that was kind of just another, because Anya and I knew each other, socially, and came into this as friends. But when you get to do kind of stunt training and gun work, whatever it is, you get to experience that together as well. It's a good bonding experience.
One thing that caught my attention about this movie is that because Scott Derrickson directs it, and I guess he's one of the best horror movies directors that we have now. Mm-hmm. And he said that this movie blends a lot of gender horror, sci-fi, romance. I want to know from you both how it was to be in this movie with such different genders, and that really only in the trailer I can see romance, I can see sci-fi, I can see horror. How is it?
We got all the spices. I think it was so wonderful that we were able to explore all of these different genres through this connection, like this love story with these two people that have very specific skills and a very specific job. It just allowed it to feel very natural because you cared about the two people, and then all we did was change the circumstances in which they were in. And
for me, I think it always comes down to the character. I think you need, we're always looking for strong character-driven material, and for this, I thought the characters were very well defined, and you just happen to go on this journey with them that they will get to, show multitudes, and I think that's, that's always interesting for an actor.
And in Top Gun, we knew that you guys prepared yourselves a lot for flying planes and to be like
a lot of baby oil, a lot of fake tans, a lot of trying on sunglasses. Which one of these look cool?
You nail it.
Thank you.
Really,
Thank you.
really.
I
amazing.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What are we talking about? I'm so sorry.
What were we? I don't know.
And how was the process for you both to be in this movie? Did you prepare yourself? Did you learn how to shoot? How was it?
Yeah, absolutely. We actually trained differently. So Miles was trained by somebody that had been in the American military, and I was trained by somebody who had been in the Lithuanian military, and those are actually very different ways of looking at things. But I was really lucky. I got this job when I was working on Furiosa, so I had 6 months of preparation to have me ready for this movie. I rolled from that one into this one.
But there is a big difference movement-wise, like
Huge.
Anya was talking about. So we were working out the stunts for a particular firefighting scene, and Anya's character is doing like dive rolls and all of this, like in my mind, I'm like gymnastic stuff, and then I was like, all right, I'm just gonna stand here and hold guard. But it was a lot of fun. I think
we complement each other very well.
And through the training, that was kind of just another, because Anya and I knew each other, socially, and came into this as friends. But when you get to do kind of stunt training and gun work, whatever it is, you get to experience that together as well. It's a good bonding experience.
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
And as I said, you guys are in amazing movies and have a wonderful career.
This is Princess Peach you're talking to.
I'm so
Come on, baby.
It's the only one that matters to Miles. Miles is like
I was not supposed to talk about it, but yeah. I mean, I don't know where you can go right now. You're in the top of the top.
I'm just having a good time. I'm just really enjoying it.
I mean, who is Furiosa? Right? Peach, Princess Peach. So, why do you guys think that those two characters bring you for your career? Because you guys have a lot amazing careers. What did you learn with these two?
Oh, I think also because I was on Furiosa, the first time that I read about Drasa and I experienced her, she's just so comfortable in her skin. Like, she knows exactly who she is, and she's joyful. Like a truly joyful, effervescent person that enjoys life despite the fact that she, you know, does a pretty crazy thing for a living. And I wanted to be in that skin. It felt good to put on her costume every day and be like, oh, I like the way that Drasa looks at the world.
With Levi, I think there's this persona that a lot of men carry if they're trying to uphold a certain whatever bastion of, you know, masculinity they think needs to be shown, and that it's a weakness for a man to, you know, show his feelings. And for this, I love that they created a character who's one of the most elite snipers in the world. He does that job extremely well, but he also is in touch kind of with his more creative side, and that he has allowed himself this outlet of writing poetry to deal with what he experiences in war. And so I think that's a great message.
Is there any metaphor about the cord?
I mean, I think that there's the basic simple metaphor, which is inescapable, of, you know, going down into the underworld, you know, where nightmares exist. You know, that's something very fundamental to storytelling for many centuries, you know, going back as far as literature goes. So the idea of having a physical space that you literally drop into and go down under, I always thought that was a powerful part of Zach's script. But I think the more powerful metaphor really in the script has to do with the distance between these two people and the difficulty of connecting and how hard they have to fight to be together. That not only is there the physical separation, but especially for Levi, there's the barriers that he carries with himself that he has to go past and trust her with in order for that relationship to have power and meaning.
Something that I thought really very interesting about this movie is that it's a gender blend of different genders, because there's like romance, something that I was not expecting in your movie. So how was for you to put all these genders together in just 2 hours on the screen?
Yeah, that was my favorite thing about the screenplay. You know, when I read it, I thought, my gosh, there's a romance and sci-fi action and horror and political thriller, and, you know, it was blending so many different genres. And I had never seen anything structured like it before, which, you know, might not be everybody's cup of tea, but I thought, I want to see this movie, you know? I want this to be a surprising experience for the audience in the way it was for me when I first read the script, because I didn't think it was going to go where it went. And and you know, that's not an easy thing to do, because the romance is so overarching in the story. You have to work hard to not lose the intimacy of that relationship and those characters as you go into this increasingly fantastical and sci-fi world.
What's the truth about this place? What's the truth about the gorge?
Whoa.